Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for I Hate Facebook. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or randomness, out of the blueness, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, or it could be a list like this or anything else, feel free to send it directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for, like I said, I Hate Facebook, as it's starting to rain. This is raining every single day here. But this is for a ranking of the Jasons. Wanting me to rank based on looks, but mainly on the actors. Now, with the actors involved, I would say my favorite look of Jason, my favorite actor for Jason was Kane Hodder for Part 7 The New Blood. That's number one. I love the look of Jason in that. I love what John Carl Buechler did for that look of Jason, where he's decomposed, but you see that his past injuries, you got the spine that's showing, you got the mask that's not quite there, and really nice makeup effects where his skin's rotted, and then the unmasking, I easily think that's the best looking Jason when he's unmasked. Because it's a skull, but it's still a person underneath, and there's pieces missing, and it looks like a decomposed person, a monster. And to me, it's the most monstrous, not the creepiest, I'll get to that, but the most monstrous of Jasons. And even with the mask on, like, it's dirty, and it's used and abused, and I like the way Kane Hodder played it, where he was pissed off, huffing and puffing, and he'd do the scene where you turn, like he would turn, and be super pissed, and then go towards you. Plus, with Kane Hodder's background in stunts, you could do a bit more with that Jason, and falls, and a bit more action, jumping through windows, like full force through a window. I mean, technically Ted White did in Part 4, the Corey Feldman, but this, like, Kane Hodder literally jumped through a window. That was always the Jason that struck me. That was always the Jason that said, man, they perfected the look. Just copy and follow that, and they didn't for some damn reason. I don't know why. I don't think I'm alone in saying that's one of the better looking Jasons. For me, my personal favorite. And number 2 is Richard Brooker, may he rest in peace, from Part 3, because I think he's the creepiest Jason. Because he's the Jason that seems the most perverted. Where there's the flashback where he's trying to get the girl, and he's like, what's he going to do with her? Doesn't look like he's just going to kill her. It looks like he's going to do something else. And that was the first time you had the hockey mask, and because he's more alive, he's much more animated, and much faster of a person. And then when the mask is off, that looked like the right juxtaposition of the way Jason looked as a kid to how he will look now. Again, like when he's being hung and he takes the mask off, like to fuck with her. You can't be alive. It gives her like the pervert, I'm gonna fuck you eyes. I'm gonna fuck you and kill you, or I'm gonna kill you and fuck you. Probably the latter. So I did think Richard Brooker did a nice job, and again, the look of Jason, the hockey mask being nice and pristine, new, and again, almost that creepy, perverted side to Jason that it's never really brought up before or since, and that's what made his a little bit more interesting. That's why I put him in number 2. Number 3, C.J. Graham. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It's one of my favorite entries in the franchise. Definitely in my top 3. But also, C.J. Graham was from a military background, so he had a bit more step. And I didn't feel the pissed off huff and puff and vibe of Kane Hodder, which is why I put, along with the look of Jason, Part 7 above at number 1. But you still had, the hockey mask look, which I do think is the best look for Jason, is the hockey mask look. And I think his military training did that zombie state fairly well for what it was supposed to be, for what was needed for the part. his clothes, again, they're not as memorable compared to the decomposing body of Park 7, the New Blood, and others, but I take him over the Freddy vs. Jason look. Looks like a fucking hobo. So, but C.J. Graham, I thought did a nice job portraying Jason. And in his look, you have a little, the way they did the up close to the eyes, and they have this certain stuff around it to make it look like he's back from the dead. And then not just the look, but the having more superpower abilities, like ripping a guy's heart out, or really like punching a heart out. It's like the first kill he does. That was a nice change of pace. Number 4, I gotta go with Derek Mears in the Friday the 13th reboot. I liked the Friday the 13th film from 2009. I thought Derek Mears did a good job. The whole thing of trapping the lady because think he's his mother, it's a bit weird. Yeah, different, but a bit weird. That's not really Derek Mears' fault. His clothes are kind of like the clothes in Freddy vs. Jason's. I'm not really the biggest fan of that type of clothing for Jason, but Derek Mears definitely had an energy. He definitely had gusto playing Jason. Definitely one of the more scarier, like intimidating, even early in the film when he's doing his first batch of kills, and he's running and gunning, and when he throws the axe later on, two-handed. I could really feel the hunter aspect of Jason, and look-wise, I thought it was fine. Like the hockey mask and such didn't bother me. And then Derek Mears, you could tell he had a lot of gusto, and you hear him in interviews, you could tell he would love to play Jason again and again and again, and I think that's sadly with the lawsuit and the company lollygagging around, even though the movie made a shitload of money. And Friday the 13th films, they're not that big budgeted of a flick. They're really not. You don't need $30 million or whatever to do a Friday the 13th movie. You really don't. But they kept fucking around, and even though the film was a hit, well, it went down. Yeah, because everyone saw it the weekend. It had a huge weekend. Everyone saw it that first weekend. Yeah, some were disappointed in it because they wanted maybe a bit more creative kills, or maybe a bit more to the story, even though it's Friday the 13th, but maybe just a little bit more. But yeah, I liked it for what it was. Saw it in the theater. Would have been curious to see what Derek Mears would have done with Jason. Sadly, that's not the case, because that was 2009. It's 2021, still nothing. Number 5 for top 5, I gotta put Ted White. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Again, I have really no problems with Ted White as Jason. The hockey mask look, old school look, the kills that he's given, thanks to Tom Savini's effects. I will say there's not much that come to mind with Ted White. It's just I don't remember him doing anything bad. But like with Kane Hodder, I'm pouring at the look of Jason and the way he'll tilt it, and like C.J. Graham is more military walk, and Richard Brooker the more like perverted side of Jason. Derek Mears had that fast, crazy movements, being gun-ho. Ted White was fine, and that's kind of how I felt he was fine. And the film he's in is pretty fun. It's one of the better Friday the 13th films. Nothing about Ted White's performance really stood out, if that makes sense. Again, it's fine. That's kind of how I looked at it. Number 6 and 7, I go to Kane Hodder. Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X. A lot of people hate the look of Jason Goes to Hell. I never did. I thought it was kind of interesting. For the fact they had to be after part 8. And I guess the bumps had to kind of try to explain what the fuck was up with that. What the hell was happening at the end of part 8. So I'm sure it's like there's some to try to have a connection between the two, as slim as it is. But the fact that I actually like the fact that the mask was almost caved into the skin. Kind of an interesting look. I know I'm alone in that. And he wasn't in the film a tremendous amount to bother me too much. And yeah, I do like Teen Hatter. I do like the way he portrays Jason. It just gives more of a pissed off vibe to it. Plus, Jason Goes to Hell is my personal favorite in the entry, so I'm a sucker for that. And then number 17 Hatter, Jason X, I put that a little bit below because, the hair just looks normal, and the eye looks normal. The clothes seem just tattered, and like it's one of the more normal looking Jasons with a hockey mask. It made sense early on, but after all the shit he's been through, I know that's because it was a easier experience for Teen Hatter. You just take it off, be fine, put it back on. Unlike part 7, you didn't really feel as if Jason had gone through anything in the past, because he even grew hair. He even grew fucking hair. So whatever happened helped him. He was bald, now he's got hair. So I like Jason X for what it is, and the Cyber Jason, that's not what he's called, I know. Uber Jason. Cool design. Sadly, they don't do anything with it. That's one of the drawbacks of Jason X, is that you give him kind of a cool looking design, and then nothing's really done of him and with him. I almost want a whole separate movie from Uber Jason from the start. Okay, the jump from part 4 to part 6, what he could do now that he's supernatural. Now that he's Uber Jason, what even more crazier kills can you do? That'd be interesting to see. But again, Teen Hatter was fun performance-wise. It's just the look of Jason seemed a bit more meh. Nothing really spectacular. Number 8, Steve Dash, may rest in peace. The only reason he's so low is because I don't mind the Town That Dreaded Sundown, the Town That Dreaded Sundown Elephant Man look with the sheet on the face. It could be deemed a bit scarier than a hockey mask. I just prefer the hockey mask look. Just personal preference. I just prefer the hockey mask look. When I think of Jason, I think of the hockey mask. And Steve Dash, he did most of the work in Friday the 13th Part 2. Did a nice job being fast, being quick. But there's not really anything else I could say about it. And after that, you had Teen Hatter and Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan. I hate the way Jason looks in that. He's oily. I don't know why he's got oil over the place and slime all over the place. Always slimy every fucking where. The mask looks like someone pissed on it. I don't know why the mask is yellow. Why is the mask yellow? Why does it look like someone pissed on it for a couple weeks and they try to clean up and now it's got this piss yellow stain? I don't know why. It's a brand new mask. It's a brand new mask, but has the same axe marking that Jason got at the end of part 3. But this is a brand new mask, but has the same marking. And just the way he dressed and gloves, I don't know where the fuck he got gloves. He stole them from someone we didn't see. Maybe there was someone in, I don't know where he got the gloves. It's not Teen Hatter's performance, it's just the way Jason looks is really lame. After part 7, which I'm like, wow, that's really cool, and it really stands out now. Like, why did they not just reuse John Carl Buechler's look? Is the director going, I want to have my look? No. Hey, that looks cool. Let's keep that. But no, they didn't. But that whole movie fucking sucks anyway. Number 10, Ken Kirshner, Freddy vs. Jason. Easily one of my least favorites. I mean, technically, he's my least favorite because the other two is Ari Lehman and Warrington Gillette. I'll get to Tim Turner a bit, but like Warrington Gillette, I put at the bottom because he did Jason one fucking scene to jump out of a window, and even then he fucked up, and he could barely do that right. And then for years he took credit to doing all the Jason stuff in Friday the 13th Part 2, which he did and Steve Dash did. What are you doing? Doing an autograph for my fucking picture. That's what Steve Dash was telling him. These are my fucking pictures. You're writing your autograph for my fucking pictures. You tried to swing through a fucking window and you fucked it up. Rest in peace, Steve Dash. But Warrington Gillette, you realize after that he disappeared. Warrington Gillette pretty much disappeared. And he was in one scene. He didn't really do much. I didn't even like the look of Jason in that. It looked like a shitty hillbilly. So he's the... And then the second to last, Ari Lehman. Ari Lehman, I'm the first Jason. Yeah, technically you are, but all you were in it for 30 seconds. You were a kid, picked out randomly because you were friends with Sean S. Cunningham's kid, or whatever, and then you did some makeup. You jumped out of a lake. That's it. That's all you did. You didn't really do much of anything. What people think of Jason, they don't think of the kid who's in it for 30 seconds. They think of the hockey mask, killing people. Well, not the wearing the hockey mask, killing people. That'd be a different movie if it's the actual hockey mask just killing people. There you go. That's a Friday the 13th parody. It's not. It's the actual hockey mask. Just enlarges itself. Somehow grows arms. No, uses the straps on the bat as arms, grabs weapons, and kills people. There you go. Blumhouse's Friday the 13th. There you go. But Ari Lehman didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. Could have been anybody, anything, anytime. Whatever, Ari Lehman. Don't care about Ari Lehman. Now, Ken Kirshner, of the actual, like, Jason, didn't care about him. That's one of my biggest drawbacks on Freddy vs. Jason. Jason in that sucks. I hate how he's tall like a Frankenstein monster. I hate how dangly he looks and walks and moves. I hate the way he looks. I hate the little tuft of fucking hair over here, and like shave all the shit or don't. The hockey mask looks like it's too fucking big, or like it's spreading out here instead of closed in. He's got the lazy eyes, like he's drunk or tired. And I hate his clothes. He stole off Rob Zombie's Michael Myers from Halloween 2. Stole his clothes. Then went back in time and then did this fucking movie. Or he did these clothes, threw them away, and then Michael Myers stole them for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Whichever way. His clothes look like shit. His mask looks like shit. Again, it's the mask. It's like the outside is spread when usually it's like too fat or too wide or something. And then the lazy eyes, like, don't even get me started on the fact that he's afraid of water. Well, he's afraid of drowning. Yeah, but they did it piss poorly, the way they portrayed it. Especially when in other films he went into water. And you know what? For Freddy vs. Jason, let Jason be the one guy that Freddy can't find a fear for. That would make him the ultimate opponent. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a writer. It would make it more challenge for Freddy. How do you dream kill something that won't die and isn't afraid of anything? Oh, that's the ultimate opponent, which is supposed to be the fucking point. Just saying. But fuck do I know. I'm sure that's one reason why. I know there's other reasons why they didn't hire Kane Hodder, but I'm sure one of the reasons is they don't mention it. But Kane Hodder would say, no, I don't want that for Jason. And they'll listen to Robert Englund, but they're not going to listen to Kane Hodder. Because, oh, we could get anybody to play the mask. No, not really. So, Ken Kirshner's... I don't know the guy personally, but I think his Jason Freddy vs. Jason fucking sucks ass. In the way he's portrayed, the way he moves, and the way he looks. Just my opinion. So, again, I think the best is Ken Hodder from Part 7, Richard Brooker from Part 3, C.G. Graham from Part 6. The worst, technically Warrington Gillette and Ari Lehman in Part 2 and Part 1, and Ken Kirshner and Freddy vs. Jason. And then after those, Kane Hodder and Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Whether look-wise or acting-wise. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.